is our peak tail of the tape. 26-year-old Zach Lindsay, 25-year-old Keenan Schmidt, 5'10", the 1-inch height advantage for Keenan Schmidt, both weighing in at 175 pounds. Schmidt, the fighter, out of Scotts Bluff. Lindsay coming from Aurora, Colorado. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the MCF welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting at Lovander's blue corner. This striker stands 5'9", weighing in 173 pounds. Yields an amateur record, 1 win, 0 defeats. Representing DCO MMA, fighting out of Denver, Colorado, Zach Cruz Lindsay. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the white-tail red corner, is a jiu-jitsu specialist, standing 5'10", weighing in 170.2 pounds. Tonight, he's making his amateur debut. Representing Pag Suco Combat Club and fighting out of Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, Keenan Schmidt. Your referee, Joe Doherty.
All right, there we go. The fighter introductions out of the way. They touch gloves in the middle. Joe Doherty, the man in charge, and we're ready to go here in another amateur bout. Keenan Schmidt in the black trunks and Zach Lindsay in the gray.
Yeah, that's the kind of ref you need in these fights, somebody that knows what he's doing.
All right, touch gloves again, and we're off. Round number 1 in this amateur bout.
Jab, nice quick jab.
2 nice jabs from Lindsay to start.
Oh, he stays compact, and he's got speed and power. Good head movement, too.
Coming in with the knee is Schmidt, but the takedown into full guard for Zach Lindsay.
Yeah, he's explosive, man. You're going to see explosiveness.
Trying to kick out is Keenan Schmidt, pushing away, but Lindsay coming in and landing a nice shot on the way in.
Oh, man, he is going for broke. He's got great hips, too.
You mentioned the intensity he showed in the weigh-ins yesterday.
Oh, nice. He stunned him. He stunned him with that uppercut. Nice. Those are nice, compact power shots.
Keenan trying to clinch up.
Dirty boxing. He's not getting
nice.
You're going to pop his head off like a dandelion. Good grief.
Popping the head is Zach Lindsay in the gray trunks. 2:05 to go, round 1.
Keenan, nice job dipping under that jab and going for that takedown. But, man, Zachary's just too explosive. His hips are phenomenal.
Keenan taking those shots, but continuing to be one moving forward.
Right, and this is where Keenan needs to be careful because Zachary, he loves to throw those uppercuts in that dirty box. And, man, he's compact and quick with it, too. He isn't wasting movement.
Lindsay maybe a little less intense at this point now, being more selective with his strikes, Kelly.
Well, I mean, you kind of think you can get somebody out of there right away, and when you can't, you start just getting a little disciplined. But I mean, I'll give Keenan props. He's taking some shots.
He has right there. He just took 4 as Zach Lindsay held the head down and landed about 4 uppercuts.
Yeah, Zach's got his mouth open a little bit, but he's definitely looking for that KO.
1:10 to go, round number 1.
Keenan's shown he's got a chin. I don't know how many more of those shots you can take, though.
He has taken a bunch, really, from the get-go. 2 jabs to start it off.
You got to get your hands up. You can't just sit there. You got to get on your bike and move.
Under a minute to go, Kelly Wiseman in round 1.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job staying away, but, I mean, you got to have something to come back with. You can't just be a moving heavy bag. Because sooner or later, that hammer's coming. Swelling
now under the left eye of Keenan Schmidt as Zach Lindsay continues to land those shots from the clinch.
And what Zach's got to worry about here, though, is gassing himself out, too, and then letting Keenan's jiu-jitsu take over. And it's tough when you're tired to get somebody that's good at jiu-jitsu or has a pretty decent, single leg shot on you when you can't stop it.
Schmidt had him where he wanted him with his back up against the cage there, but unable to do anything with it. They move back to the center of the cage as we approach 10 seconds to go.
But Keenan does well. Oh, he's taking some shots.
My
his head's
goodness.
Just getting jarred.
Whoa.
There's no way he lasts through another round.
Round 1, he may be saved by the bell, but the damage done to the face of Keenan Schmidt by Zach Lindsay, no doubt.
I'm looking at his legs. Look at his legs as he walks back to the corner. They're wobbly. They're going straight. All Lindsay has to do is come out and just start dropping bombs. But be careful because I'm pretty sure Keenan's coming out to shoot.
Lindsay, the aggressor in that. If you go back and look at it, Keenan Schmidt doing most of his aggression from the clinch or close quarters. Zach Lindsay, the one chasing him and throwing punches, so might have exerted some more energy, but definitely a beating taken by Keenan Schmidt.
Well, Zach's definitely tired. I mean, and you have to be throwing, because he throws hard, you know, and nothing he was throwing was a wasted, you know, just a feint, let's test it out. They're all just hammers. But when I watched Keenan come back to the corner and seeing his legs wobble and seeing his knees go, you know, legs go straight, I mean, look at Lindsay though. Like he just stares his opponent down.
That's right. All right, we'll find out how sturdy the legs of Keenan Schmidt are as we get ready for round number 2. Joe Doherty asked both fighters if they're ready. Cage door is secured, and we are ready to go. Round number 2 in this amateur bout. Zach Lindsay in the gray trunks, Keenan Schmidt in the black.
There we go. We're going to see a little more of the same. Lindsay looks like a little tired, definitely tired, mouth open, taking deep breaths, but not as crisp with his counters. But, you know, Keenan's got to do. He's got to get him down.
Schmidt going for the takedown, expended a lot of energy with the high takedown attempt.
Yeah, and Lindsay just needs to circle off the cage, get off the cage. Don't wear his weight the whole time on the cage. You're already getting tired, and Keenan just needs to stay right here. You go out in the middle of the cage, and he starts peppering you and punching your head off.
And that's what he does. Zach Lindsay just pushes him off and takes the center of the cage. And a kick attempt, a high kick, but met with a jab from Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay has, I was going to say, he has really good hips. He stuffed those takedowns, but not that time. He's getting a little tired.
Keenan Schmidt into the half guard. 2:10 to go. 2:01 to go in this one. Yeah. Round 2.
It's not a bad place to be this early in the round right here for Lindsay, because he's going to get.
After controlling round 1 here early in round 2, Schmidt fully mounted on Lindsay and delivering damaging strikes.
And Keenan's doing the right thing. He knows that Lindsay's too tired to get him off or to try to, you know, push off and get a guard back, half guard. So just start dropping elbows and punches.
Lindsay just trying to prevent him from raining down, but a lot of those are getting through now on the back in mount.
Lindsay's tired. He's just gassed. He's just gassed. That's what this is about. I'm telling you, when you're tired, it's tough to deal with somebody.
Not incredibly hard punches, but in big numbers. Joe Doherty taking a close look. Now Lindsay may have fended him off. Might be tired is Keenan Schmidt.
Well, I mean, taking the beating he took in the first round, you know, had to zap something, but he probably got a second, you know, burst right here, being on top, being able to dominate, because he's not expending a lot of energy.
Right.
Because Lindsay's not really trying to do anything. He's not trying to buck him off. He's not trying to get half guard. But he does have, Keenan does have his leg really high. If Zachary wanted, he could get through that pretty easy.
Schmidt fully mounted.
Bloodied up pretty good. Probably opened a cut with one of those elbows.
Zach Lindsay really not trying to do anything, going maybe for rear naked choke here.
No, that's just a cardio zap, man. You got nothing in your tank. There's just nothing you can do. It's a helpless feeling.
And I can't tell from this angle if he has it under the chin, Kelly Wiseman. It looks like he might.
I think he does, but I don't think
and
he
he's
has
out.
it all
He's
the way
off.
Through. He doesn't have it all the way through.
Obvious Zach Lindsay just gassed out, though, doing nothing. Joe Doherty watching this one close.
Yeah, you can hear him. You can hear those punches.
There, and that'll do it. Stopped by Joe Doherty due to strikes in round number 2. A victory for Keenan Schmidt after it looked like maybe he was going to fall in both round 1 and early in round 2.
Yeah, I definitely would call that a comeback because, he was getting got his head punched off in that first round.
Kept fighting as he gets the congratulations from his coaches. He didn't give up, and we mentioned he was the one, even when he was taking the beating, that was pushing forward and keeping the fight going.
Well, he was throwing those teeps, and that really helped him because he's hitting right in the midsection. When you hit the midsection like that with those teeps, that takes some of the gas out of you, knocks the wind out of you. So, he was throwing those throughout the first round, but, it was a damn near a 10-8 round for Lindsay in that first round.
Yeah, it definitely was, and it looked, you mentioned it, as Keenan Schmidt walked over to his corner at the end of that first round. He was not on steady legs by any means.
He wasn't. But if you're in really good shape, you'll get that back quick, and throughout that round was enough for him to get that back.
We await the official decision. Unofficially, though, a stoppage due to strikes in round number 2, and Keenan Schmidt will improve to 1-0 as an amateur mixed martial artist. And again, Can't say enough about that comeback. Keenan Schmidt just keeping the pressure on, waiting for Zach Schmidt. It almost looked like waiting for Zach Lindsay to get tired and then exploiting that fatigue, Kelly.
Our camera getting knocked off.
It might be because of this maybe here. I have this other headset that I hung on there. I didn't think it would make it, so I'll mess with this. But Kelly Wiseman.
You could see my face, but all I could see was your jaw. I didn't know if you really wanted that look.
I don't know if I'm actually moving it or not. We'll call it good. Here we go. Here's Mike Kendall with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Joe Doherty calls a stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 48 seconds into the second round, declaring the winner by TKO, Keenan Schmidt.
2 minutes, 48 seconds in round number 2. The victory for Keenan Schmidt. A stoppage due to strikes. And if you look at both fighters now, they both did some major damage. Round 1, though, Zach Lindsay barely looked like he had taken any punches at all.
Yeah, no, I mean that whole round, first round was all Zach Lindsay for sure.